Hey Giants fans, Ed Valentine here, back from MetLife Stadium where I was yesterday for the Giants' 52-27 victory over the New Orleans Saints. Let's talk about that game a little bit. This was a game that, with Washington and Dallas both winning a game and a day, that pretty much typified this New York Giants team. Let's look at the game. First two possessions, Giants had the ball in Saints territory. One off a David Wilson kick return, one off a Saints turnover. Out of that whole mess, the Saints wound up with a 7-0 lead thanks to a pick six from Eli Manning. The Giants then, in typical Giants fashion, rebounded from that bit of adversity, scored 35 of the next 41 points, and had a 35-13 lead early in the third quarter. And, lest you think that things were comfortable at that point, the Giants then proceeded to be the Giants as New Orleans quickly put up the next two scores, cutting that lead to 35-27. At that point, I'm sitting in the press box, and I turned to some of the folks near me, and I said, the Giants are going to need 50 points to win this game. Little did I know that I was actually going to be right, that they would put up more than 50. At that point, the Giants then dominated the fourth quarter, scoring the game's final 17 points to win 52-27. Let's talk about the amazing performance of David Wilson just a little bit. And yes, you guys can go right ahead and call him Flip Wilson. Call him that all you want. It doesn't seem to matter. The Giants aren't crazy about his backflips, but I'm sure that they're crazy about his touchdowns, so they'll take it. Wilson had 227 yards in kickoff returns, including that 97-yarder for a touchdown. He had 13 carries for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, including the 52-yarder, which came late in the game. Really was at a point where the Giants had already salted the game away, but it's still a 52-yard run for a touchdown. That is a single game franchise record of 327 total yards of offense for Wilson. A pretty amazing performance. I guess you could definitely say that the young man has arrived finally. And I know many of you will grouch and complain and wonder why he hasn't had this opportunity earlier, why he hasn't been getting carries, whining about, the Gilbride and the Giants complain and say he can't pass block and he can't do this. But the fact of the matter is that even Wilson himself acknowledged last night that he needed to earn this opportunity, that he had lost the faith or the trust of the coaching staff, and that he needed to earn it back. And he felt like he had done that. He felt like he was ready for his opportunity last night. When it came, he took full advantage of it in a game that the Giants desperately needed to win, and against a team where they desperately needed big plays and a healthy number of points to win a game. And by the way, that 50-point performance is the first time, I believe, in something like 25 years that the Giants have put up more than 50 points in a game. Pretty amazing effort, especially when you consider that in the first half, when they scored 21 points, they easily could have had more points than that, considering how many drives they started. I believe the worst field position they had in their first 5 drives was their own 45-yard line. So they could have easily put up more points than that. So this could have been a 65-point effort for the Giants had they converted their first half opportunities. Thought the defensive effort was actually pretty good. When you stop and you think that last year Drew Brees and the Saints put up 49 points on the Giants, looking at giving up 27 is not so bad. The Saints did move the ball. They had 487 yards of total offense. They were able to get back in the game in the third quarter. They did come up with some big plays, but in the end, The Giants did get the turnovers, 2 interceptions from Stevie Brown. I have to admit, I believe it was Art Stapleton, one of the Giants beat writers, who tweeted that Stevie Brown is the best center fielder in New York, which I thought was a pretty good line, actually pretty appropriate. So, the Giants did get the 4 turnovers. I thought Antrell Roll was terrific. Fumble recovery, forced fumble, tipped a pass that led to one of Brown's interceptions. The Giants got a couple of stops when they needed them. So I thought, all in all, not a horrible defensive effort by the Giants. It was good enough to win. And now for the Giants, it's on to Atlanta, a team that's 11-2. Coming off a loss to the Carolina Panthers that was probably pretty much unexpected, especially with Carolina jumping out to a 23-0 lead in that game. Atlanta, of course, has already clinched the NFC South, so hopefully what the Giants will be hitting is a team that's a little bit on cruise control as they come to another game that they absolutely have to win in order to maintain control of the NFC East. And so we'll find out Sunday where that goes. All right, Giants fans, that's all for now. And make sure that you stop by bigblueview.com and see all of our coverage of Sunday's game. Thanks.